It's quiet now, isn't it? The kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful, but heavy. You keep checking your phone, not because you expect a message, but because your hands still remember the habit. You sit at the edge of your bed, staring at the wall, the floor, the ceiling, anything but the memories playing behind your eyes. Maybe it ended with a fight, or a quiet mutual goodbye, or worse. Maybe it ended without closure, and now you're here, carrying a heart that feels like it shattered in invisible pieces. Let me sit with you for a moment. Let me hold that silence with you, because I know this hurts. You remember those moments when the world felt too much, don't you? When everything was falling apart around you, but they were your safe place. You remember running to them with your victories, your fears, your random thoughts at 3 a.m. You remember how their laugh could change your entire day, how their bad mood could make your heart sink. You cared so much, maybe too much, and now that caring has nowhere to go. And now it feels like none of it mattered, but it did. It really did. Let me remind you, love never goes to waste. You gave so much of yourself, didn't you? Not just the grand gestures, but the unnoticed ones, the tiny efforts that no one saw. You gave so much, didn't you? Not because you had to, because you wanted to. Because loving them felt like the most natural thing in the world. You adjusted your world to fit them in it. You made space when there was no space. You chose them over and over again, even when choosing them meant not choosing yourself. And I want you to know that kind of love, that selfless, generous, overwhelming love, it's beautiful, it's rare, it's precious. Don't let anyone tell you it was too much. You remember the way you both used to be, don't you? How you could be completely yourself around them. Silly, dramatic, vulnerable, weird. How you had your own language of teasing and inside jokes. How you could fight about the smallest things. But somehow it felt like playing. Those weren't just arguments. They were conversations. They were connection. They were proof that you both cared enough to have opinions about each other's habits. And now the silence feels deafening. And those little fights, they were proof that you cared enough to fight. You tried. You really, really tried. I want you to know that effort, every message you typed, every meal you made, every plan you adjusted, every hurt you swallowed was love. Even if it didn't end the way you hoped, the love was real. You remember the weight of that love, don't you? How it felt like carrying sunlight in your chest, but also like carrying a storm. You gave pieces of yourself so freely, so willingly, and now you're wondering, was any of it real to them? Let me tell you something. It was real to you, and that's what matters. Your love was never a mistake. Your efforts were never wasted. Even if they couldn't see it, even if they walked away, these weren't just gestures. These were prayers, written in the language of love. Sometimes the worst pain isn't in the words said. It's in the words left unsaid. Maybe you wanted to say, "Please don't go." Maybe you hoped they'd say, "I'll stay. Let's fix this." But pride, ego, fear, they all stood in the way. And now there's just quiet. You keep replaying those last days in your head, don't you? The time you sat together in your dorm room or apartment, both scrolling on your phones, but you wanted them to just look at you, to notice you, to put the phone down and talk about your day. The time you got all dressed up for your date night, not for anything fancy, just dinner at that place you both loved, just because you missed how their eyes used to light up when they saw you. But they didn't notice, and you laughed it off. But your heart, it felt a little colder that night. I see you sitting there right now, scrolling through old photos at 2 a.m., wondering if they ever think about you, wondering if what you had was as special to them as it was to you. I see you trying to be strong during the day, but falling apart when you're alone. I see you avoiding certain songs, certain places, certain memories. I see you carrying this love with nowhere to put it, and I want you to know you are not pathetic for missing them. You are human. That kind of love, that kind of heart, it deserves a monument. There were so many words you never said, weren't there? I'm scared you're pulling away. I need you to fight for this too. Please don't make me feel like I'm asking for too much. I love you, but I'm losing myself. You swallowed those words. You smiled through the uncertainty. You convinced yourself that being patient meant being silent. But love shouldn't require you to shrink. But love isn't supposed to make you feel like you're too much. Some of you lost your college sweetheart. Some lost your first real relationship after starting your career. Some lost a friendship from university that slowly turned into something more, but never got a name. Some lost someone who never even belonged to them. And some of you lost a version of yourself that only existed when you were with them. No matter the form, heartbreak doesn't compare its pain. A goodbye is a goodbye, and every form of love leaves a hollow shape when it leaves. It's okay to feel like the floor has vanished beneath your feet. It's okay to not know who you are anymore. But I promise you, you're not broken. You are transforming. Maybe you're the one who had a secret relationship that no one knew about. And now you can't even grieve openly because, officially, nothing happened. Or perhaps you're mourning someone who was never yours to begin with, but your heart doesn't understand technicalities. Some of you are missing your best friend who became something more. And now you've lost both the romance and the friendship. Each form of loss is valid. Each tear is justified. You sit in spaces you once shared. Your room, your favorite coffee shop, that bench where you used to talk for hours. And suddenly, you're not in the present anymore. You're back there when everything felt possible, when their text could make your entire day, when you had plans together, dreams together, when forever felt real. These moments hit you like waves, don't they? Sudden, overwhelming, breathtaking, and you think, I should be over this by now. But healing isn't linear, and missing someone isn't weakness. It's proof of how deeply you felt. Yesterday, your hands moved without thinking. You found yourself doing things that used to include them, making decisions you would have asked their opinion on, having experiences you would have shared with them. And for a split second, you forgot they weren't there anymore. The muscle memory of love is cruel, isn't it? Your heart still reaches for them in moments of joy, sadness, boredom, excitement. They were your person to tell everything to. And now, who do you tell about missing them? These involuntary moments of remembering, they're not signs that you're not healing. They're proof of how deeply you loved. They didn't just leave your life. They left your mornings. They left your evenings. They left your toothbrush holder with one less brush, your kitchen with one less coffee mug used, your playlist with one song you can't listen to anymore. You still catch yourself ordering 2 iced coffees at your favorite cafe before remembering it's just you this time. You still turn your head to say something mid-movie, but the couch is quieter now. You still check your phone at lunch to see if they replied, even though you both agreed no contact was best. This is the kind of heartbreak that no one talks about. Not the crying at midnight kind, but the 4 p.m. on a Tuesday kind. When you realize you haven't spoken a word to anyone all day. When you cook too much food out of muscle memory. When you fold laundry and accidentally pull out their old college hoodie. The one they left behind. The one you can't throw away. It's the ache of repetition. People tell you to move on. But how do you move on from someone who's stitched into your routines? Who lives in your playlists, your grocery list, your walking routes, your bedtime thoughts? You don't. Not right away. You grieve them by brushing your teeth in silence, by turning down the bed alone, by staring at the second pillow and trying not to cry. This is grief in its purest form, invisible, relentless, ordinary. But listen closely. Every time you choose to show up anyway, Make your bed, walk to work, wash the dishes, water the plants. You are healing quietly, bravely. You are rewriting your routines with your own presence. Yes, they're gone. But you stayed, and that matters more than you know. Isn't it strange? The deeper we love, the more it hurts. But isn't that also proof that it was real? We don't cry over things that didn't matter. So let your pain be a mirror, reflecting the depth of your heart. And here's the paradox. The same heart that breaks also heals. The same love that made you cry will teach you how to rise, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday your smile will return, not because you've forgotten them, but because you remembered yourself. Here's what I know about pain. The deeper the love, the deeper the ache. But here's what else I know. The same heart that's breaking right now is the same heart that loved so beautifully. The same soul that's crying is the same soul that laughed until your stomach hurt. The same person who feels empty now is the same person who felt so full when you were together. You haven't lost your capacity to feel. You haven't lost your ability to love. You're just between loves right now. And that space, that in-between space, it's not emptiness, it's expansion. Your heart is making room for something new. Remember those silly fights you used to have? Do you remember how you used to be together? The way you could spend hours talking about nothing and everything. How you had your own rhythm, your own inside world. How even your disagreements felt like a dance you both knew the steps to. You weren't just lovers. You were friends, conspirators, teammates. You created something together, a little universe where you both belonged. And when it ended, it wasn't just losing them. It was losing that world you built together. No wonder it feels like grieving. It is grieving. You're mourning a life that existed, a future that was planned, a version of yourself that only existed with them. You might feel empty now, but your love, it didn't disappear. It lives in the way you still hold doors open for strangers, in the way you comfort a friend, in the way you make tea for someone tired. Love never dies. It just changes form. And maybe someday you'll meet someone new, and you'll laugh again, and the songs will feel soft again, not sharp, and you'll tell someone new, I like 2 sugars in my coffee, and they'll remember, and it'll feel safe. But for now, it's okay to mourn. It's okay to ache. That is the proof. You once held something beautiful. This isn't the end of your story. It's just the end of a chapter. And what a chapter it was! It had first kisses and last fights. It had lazy Sunday mornings and midnight conversations. It had the kind of love that made you believe in forever. It had you discovering parts of yourself you didn't know existed. It had moments so perfect you thought you'd die from happiness. It had the messiness of two people learning how to love each other. It had you, it had them, it had us. And that was real, that was beautiful, that mattered. Now the page turns, not to erase what was written, but to make space for what comes next, to honor the love you shared by staying open to love again. Maybe they made you feel like your love was too much. Maybe they stopped seeing you the way they used to. Maybe they made you question if you were worthy of the love you were giving. But I need you to hear this. Their inability to cherish you doesn't define your worth. Their choice to leave doesn't mean you're unlovable. Their silence doesn't mean you're forgettable. Your value was never up for debate. You are worthy of consistent love. You are worthy of someone who doesn't make you guess how they feel. You are worthy of someone who chooses you every day, not just when it's convenient. You deserve someone who sees your love as a gift, not a burden. So, dear soul, as you lay down tonight, let the tears come if they need to. Let the memories visit if they must. But also, let this truth settle into your bones. You are not unloved. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Right now, somewhere in this vast world, your heart is learning to beat for you again. It's learning that you don't need someone else to make you whole. You were whole before them. You're whole without them. The love story you're really writing, it's the one with yourself. And that's the most important love story of all. Tomorrow, you'll wake up. You'll face another day. You'll keep choosing to live, to hope, to believe in love again. These aren't small things. These are everything. You are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. You are not lost. You are finding yourself. Rest now, beautiful soul. Tomorrow holds softness you can't imagine yet. And you are going to be okay. More than okay. You are going to be free.